Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Great to be on the show.
Larry, what's the latest at American Manganese?
Well, there's always a lot of things happening, and, we were hoping that we might have some results back for the Stage 5, but that looks like it'll have to wait till next week, and we're having the show early today because we won't have our staff is pretty limited this week, so you won't be able to put out the podcast. We have to do that today, and so that's why we're a day early. And just as a reflection, I'm looking at the price of gold, which is way down, dropped $35 this morning, with silver down almost 90 cents. And but after that stupendous run up, it's going to correct, and that's the same as commodities are the same as stocks in that regard. So I think that the gold market is just going to continue to keep going up. That's my opinion after being in the gold market for over 40 years. And but I've noticed other things that are really important to remember for our shareholders, and that is that at one time in the nickel, cobalt, aluminum, NCA, the cobalt was the most valuable part. Now, with lithium and cobalt falling in price in the last year, nickel has gone up 50%. That's now the most valuable component, and so that's always a good thing. That when other prices go down, when you're dealing with multiple metals like we are in cathode recycling, then one will take the place of another one, and it's like a massive sulfide deposit. A massive sulfide deposit, as I said, zinc, lead, copper, gold, silver, those types of commodities in it, and there's always one that makes it, continues to make the company profitable through years when other commodities are getting hit. So it's the same with the cathodes. We've got several commodities in there. Some are going down, some are going up, and but we're going to maintain a balance, and that's great. So the big news these days is that the people are starting to talk now about how expensive and how the biggest holdback in recycling batteries is the high cost of doing it. I'm not sure where that comes from or what kind of research was done to come up with that statement, because nothing could be further than the truth. If you have a solution like ours with low reagent costs, and you can always calculate labor and power, so and calculate what's going to cost you for the commodity, and it sure beats going out and drilling anomalies and developing mines that take up to 10 years and cost billions of dollars in the long run. Our recycling process is straight from once we get this pilot plant behind us and apply for other patents, I should say. Patents, we'll have 3 patents on a process where I don't know of any other company that has even one, and or maybe there's 1 or 2 companies out there that have one, and but the reality is, we've got the goods, and we'll continue to. Basically, we'll continue to advance that project. So, let's see, I'm trying to recall here. There was an important thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is that, you only have to go to our website to take a look at our business plan, our pro forma business plan, to see that there is money in recycling. And there are solutions out there, as we're starting to see from the numerous NDAs that we had, that we have and that are outstanding, and the lineup of cathode materials that we have to test once we can bring the pilot plant back into focus for going through the entire samples. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and we've got several of them, so it's going to take time and money, and but it's all in a good cause because we can show these companies, these battery manufacturers, that hey, we can take your material, we can lessen the risk of getting materials for building your batteries. We can reduce the amount eventually of the mining for these metals, and we can save the environment at the same time. I mean, that's got to be a first-class situation. So, looking at the markets, up and down, and we've certainly been getting hit with all the good results we have. Somebody seems to be intent on trying to drive the price down, and that will change because we have the goods. Just remember, when you're looking at a investment in stocks, the first thing you should always look at is just what is the asset in the company and the management and everything else. And you look at the asset, and we've had nothing but positive news and advancements in our recycling program. And and you're seeing a market that's growing fantastically fast. They're talking now about a slowdown in the lithium-ion batteries. Well, that may be a seasonal slowdown, but I don't see it an overall slowdown. And there's going to be tens of billions of dollars worth of cathode materials that are going to reach the end of life in the next 10 years. And we want to be part of that. We want to be a very plausible solution for that. And I think we're on the right track. So I think our shareholders should always look at the fact that the assets are good, and stop worrying about the day-to-day fluctuations, because day-to-day fluctuations affect all stocks. And let's march onward. I'm looking forward to getting stage 5 behind us and getting the results and filing the third patent. And I've seen that it's early. I don't have a lot of information. We've had to kind of move on the spot here. But I think everything is going good. Oh, the one thing I'd like to mention is that the letter that went out by the Economic Standard last week, in 1 week it's had 11,000 openings, which is beats the record of 10,000 we had in June, and that particular article had 82,000 openings. So I think we can look forward to similar numbers, and it's always good to know that the company's getting that type of an exposure. So, but that pretty much ends my podcast, Jim.
Larry, where are you traded, and how can people get more information about American Manganese?
We're traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. We're traded in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF. We're traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. The company has a website at AmericanManganeseInc.com where anybody can do a lot of due diligence on the company. And you can email the company at Reaugh, REAUGH at AMYMN.com, or you can phone us at 778-574-4444. And before I leave, I'd just like to say that we're a critical metals company, and we seem to be in the spotlight, not just at the recycling, but with the criticality of what's happening in the U.S. and around the world and their dependence on imports. our manganese property has got to be another big diamond in our cap. So, we're in the right place at the right time, and as soon as people start to recognize that we do have a solution, we should start to benefit from that.
Larry, thanks for the update.
You're welcome, Jim.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on September 5th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at howstreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of Howe Street Media Incorporated.